you think you're not like your mom, but you are. And you know where the fracas comes from? It's because your mom is like fighting with herself. You understand? Like you have, let's say mamako ni kichwa ngumu na pia wewe ni kichwa ngumu. You cannot work together because nyote ni kichwa ngumu, and no one wants to sort of humble themselves and be
that. But the question then would be, why wouldn't you want to humble yourself?
Me at this age,
I feel like the age issue.
Well,
your mom is the mom to be more intelligent on this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
yourself.
Matope tunanyeshewa tunafanya nini?
But last time we were here, you said Candy, you use private means to complain about fuel.
Yeah, but it seems like it got to me. I don't know. It got to me. Nilikuwa na kiburi lakini sahi ili the people who still have the patience of, no, I'm just sticking around because I want this, but ukiangalia sahi it's always that change of aliniambia we na kanifanyia hivi. Mimi niko na kwetu, pack my things, I'm going back. Is it tuko wapi sahi?
Oh yeah, so they say they won't go back home because of the things they went through when they were home. Yeah, I don't want to be close to my mom anymore. I don't want to be close to my dad anymore. I don't want anything to do with me. I think, which is very valid. If they didn't make you happy, it's okay to move on. Yeah, and it's okay, again, Ghost, if you don't have home to go back to when you're being abused, you can create a home for yourself.
Kwanza napiga maraundi alafu nafika concert bound. Kitu naleta ni nini? Yani ndani ya all concepts, what we doing, molding possibilities. Kama kawaida daily bringing realities. Heaven ni nini nasema, kwani kama ni funny staki utani. Pita na mimi sema bas siyo samahani. Hey man, kitu nafanya naleta kwa funny. Kama ni vipi sema nami mafans. Na hope na feel tangu zamani, kweli ni kweli. Yeah!
Hello guys, welcome to yet another episode of Boundless with the girls. My name is Charlene and I am joined with the ever beautiful lady here to my right, Candy. Hi.
Hi mama.
How are you?
Niko fiti. Unajua, sometimes people ask the question of how are you and you're thinking of all your problems coming in mind. So I'm good. Let me just say that for now.
But why do we end up saying we're just fine if we're not?
Because you have to. It's the society. Sometimes you're not asked, start explaining your problem. And before we continue with Candy's problem, there is like the voice from heaven or from wherever it is drop on us.
I don't know how ghosts are associated with heavens, but yes, I am in the house. And Charlene, I want to chime in immediately on what Candy is saying. You know why you never say that you're not okay? Because the person who is asking, you know, they're not caring. They're not caring enough to take what you're gonna say.
So how are you?
I am nice. Man is nice. Ghost is nice.
Thank you. I hope my editor will do that thing. You have to. You think you have done that? Lazima.
Ghost is nice. How are you, Charlene? Because nobody asked you how you doing.
I know y'all don't care about me.
You want me to come to
so
you?
It's true. It's true what you say. It's true what you say. I am not okay, and I'll tell you why.
What's the matter?
This week for me has been crazy in terms of the abuse I have seen, physical abuse of women. Yeah, it makes me so sad.
Okay, before we start about abusing one another, how has the last week been? Let's take account of how last week was. Actually, last week was your first episode.
Yes, it was.
How did that go?
Oh my god, we had phenomenal views for our first video. Candy, don't you think?
I was enjoying that thing. I was posting. You know, actually, let me just point it out. I posted it, and some of my dear friends are reaching out. They're like, "It seems so fun. You're laughing. Can you interpret some of it for me?" Because I'm like, yeah, I will. But I'm like, sometimes we have these jokes that you can't even like interpret them and make sure they get to surpass the cultural barrier. But it was super interesting. The feedback that was coming in was so good. The fact that deaf people would enjoy watching it as much as they can't even hear what you're talking about. That was a super, 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 super nice feedback.
By the way, Candy, mimi umeniachia kwa surpass.
Hey, siku hizi umenotice
everyone says that.
Nikiongea Kiingereza kidogo shida, Kiswahili kidogo. Guys, there has to be that level of transformation. You're doing podcast over here.
Okay.
We gotta do what you got to do.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Aside from the podcast ghost, last week was chaotic for me. Very chaotic. Life is getting busy. I'm in my busy girl era.
At this age,
Yeah.
Ghost,
Busy girl
our
era.
boss, how is he?
Ah.
He never settled. Tell us about it, Mama.
Yeah, but we are trying to wrap our heads around it and find a balance, work-life balance, and everything in between. That is me.
Wow.
Ghost. Are you satisfied
Satisfied with what?
with how I'm
you,
doing?
you have to be categorical. Satisfied with what?
How I'm doing.
How you doing?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, yeah. If you do not feel satisfied, then how would the other person on the other end feel?
Ghost, today you have a lot of back and forth, and I don't know. We'll skip to Kenty. How you doing, Kenny? How was the last week for you?
I thought I just answered how I was.
That was
I
about
was
the
happy.
video.
I was happy. I was sharing. I was doing a lot of that. It was super. It was super good for me, I would say. Yeah, I can't complain. Apart from tunajua the usual. Matope, tunanyeshewa, tunafanya nini. Yeah.
But last time we were here, you said, Kenny, you use private means to complain about fuel.
Yeah, but it seems like it got to me. I don't know. It got to me. Nilikuwa na kiburi lakini sahi ili
Okay.
come back to the normal.
The economy does
Humble
that for you.
yourselves before
I
the
did
Lord comes.
Kanisa. Hey, the number of time.
Ghost, how's your week been?
No, my week was fantastic, and what was interesting? I think it was interesting watching the show because funny thing, as a content creator, I never really liked to go back and watch things that I've been a part of and watch them. I was of the notion that once it's created, there is nothing that you can do about it. Let it go. But these days, I have the habits of just sitting down and say, okay, because you get compliments. Yeah. Oh, you're such a good interviewer. Oh, that was a good joke, and you're like, you mean to say people are enjoying this thing? Yeah. Let me go see what they were enjoying, and then I don't know if perfectionist will be putting a lot on myself, but you watch and you're like, that joke could have been said better.
Yeah.
That editor would have put this instead of that. Yeah. So you even stop enjoying the content itself and you start critiquing it. Yeah. But yeah, that's how that's a little bit about myself. Our airport is leaking. Yeah, our airport is leaking.
People thought it's Entebbe. It's apparently
Can you leave Entebbe out of this? Entebbe
That's
can't
not
be
good.
like that, yeah. And what I know, this is not political at all.
But you can't help it.
I just can't help it. The cabinet secretary for infrastructure had the audacity to stand on national television and blame the previous regime. For God's sakes, you've been in government for 1.5 years.
I was just like, Uhuru
The
was just chilling.
The restriction.
Let
I'm trying to
let me give you a perfect example.
Take it away.
Let me give you a perfect example.
Uh-huh.
It's like moving on in a relationship,
I knew you would use a relationship.
because it's the most logical. You get.
Yeah.
You are in a new relationship 1.5 years later, and you talk to your current girlfriend about the harm your previous ex did to you. Like, can't you just
Move on.
Yeah, that was my week. Yeah.
Okay. Can we jump into the what's making me sad?
Okay.
Can you finish up with the flooding? Weren't you upset? Unajua mwenye niko na makasiriko mingi. I was
Tell us.
like, it's
Unaishi wapi?
you know, by the other day I was passing with the P Expressway. Alafu unaonyeshewa hii unanyesha, as in there was some level of depth. I'm like, alafu pia mtaanza sijui kusema kina nani, but for real, do you think you guys itafika we're doing the next election and then they'll just be talking of we have not done anything because we're trying to repair
previous-
Uhuru, we're trying to repair
No, but
or they'll get another excuse.
There is a friend that I have, yeah? He's called Nyaga Robinson. We're having a conversation. And now that's the problem of being a friend to a content creator. They will give things away. So Nyaga told me, and I will equate it to what this government is doing: never, ever take liability for anything. Always find somebody to blame. Yeah? So that's Wagwan.
But that's so very irresponsible of them.
True, and it's
They need to do better.
at this point, it's about time you stop coming and giving reasons and excuses. Just come. You're going to make sure it's perfect. It seems like it was just do it.
Can you
Stop
start the
having
work
a lot of
already?
story.
Yeah.
And Mama, can we allow her now to tell us?
Yeah, she seems
what is
sad.
making
Yeah,
We
her
need to
I'm
deal.
so- I'm
It's
so
We
your
need to
time.
deal with her sadness.
Let's even change the tone to the mood of it. Mama, what's up?
Thank you.
What's making you sad?
This past week, we've had 2 cases of physical abuse done by men to women. The first one was with Avril. She posted pictures of her bruised on her face. And then the second one was of Kiki Palmer saying the boyfriend beat her up in front of the son. The son is young, yes, but it's still very disturbing. I'm like, Ghost, what is wrong?
No,
I know I'm
you're-
throwing it to you, but-
Y'all are supposed to tell me why you're getting bitten.
Whoa, should
why
we just
are you beating
close
us?
this podcast right now?
Like, wow.
No.
Also,
Okay.
it's our fault you're getting
No,
beaten.
no, it's not yours fault that you're getting bitten. But then, why are you asking me? Did you hear I beat up anybody? Why are you asking me? Why are you asking me?
You as you.
Wait, why are you asking me as Ghost to talk on behalf of other men?
It's
So,
a,
because you're 2, you can tell us why you're all being bitten.
Hey. Hey.
you know, you're saying it as if we do something to get beaten. Yeah?
Go, shoot. Let's hear it. But what are the stories? What are the background stories?
Of course, there's a lot of shenanigans with these stories,
Yeah.
and you'll never know the true story. Yeah, but from the pictures of Avril, there were many pictures, and she was saying she has amekuwa kichapo. See ati it's one occurrence, but J Blessing says me, I'm only taking accountability for one particular case, not the others. So you see, it's a lot of shenanigans going on, but the main thing is women are getting beaten. You're asking me why?
Okay, Candy, what's your take?
I'm cooled
Do you
down.
feel
I'm now
my
relaxed.
sadness?
But what I have to say is, from how I followed up on J Blessing and a real story,
Yeah.
he actually said that they were in an argument. It was blah 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 blah, and then he happened to hit her, not like kuja hapa na kuchapa sana vile unaona leo. Then after he did it, he realized it's wrong. He took her to the hospital and everything. But
Wait, Candy, you said after he did it, he realized it was wrong.
yeah, it was like he said from I'm
so that's duty.
I'm quoting what he said.
Okay.
Took her to the hospital, make sure it was sorted. They have not took accountability of one incident bus. So I'm actually looking at it in this perspective of why are we in a society in this age and time where we still have those stories coming up, and I really don't want, personally, I'm the biggest person who's really like, just don't do it. It's this person, it's not a must you come lay your hand on them. It's not really worth it. Just walk away, do something else, but just don't
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah.
And some people, you see, the reason why I really had a big reaction when Ghost got to ask why are we all getting bitten. I was like, this is the same these are the same stereotypes we get to hear everywhere we go, because they're associated with a lot of things. Why are women getting raped, where this and this happening, where this and this happening, just because then someone wants to brush it off. It's
Yeah.
like it's their fault.
Yeah.
Please tell me what you did.
Yeah.
It's not a must I do something for you to act on it. It's not a must I
Exactly.
yeah. At the end of the day, some people are just abusive because they're just abusive. We were hearing the stories, and when you get to hear a lot of the stories of people getting abused, it's not about I did something wrong, I always do something wrong. It's because you have an abusive spouse
And
or
you see,
partner.
my thing, Candy, is what makes you think that you have the right to lay your hand on someone, even not even a woman or a man or I know Nabamba Ghost Sahi. What gives you the right to feel like you can hit a woman just because she said something that you didn't agree with, ama because you guys are having a fracas? What gives you that right to hit a woman? Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
I personally have just sorry, Ghost, let's cut you short, but I just have one thing to say. I always say this one thing: if you're trying to come and have vita with this other person who's your spouse, please si unajua mzazi anakuchapanga wewe kama mtoto umefanya makosa, but why are you coming to bring that same? It's like why are you mtu, if this person is your partner or your spouse, that should not be the case. But if this is other person you collected somewhere to come cook for you, give, and that is that's not right. It's just not justified for our spouse to put their hand on the other spouse, be it a man or a woman. Ghost,
before you go on,
take
Ghost.
it away.
I see Kendi is already castigating me for what I said, but there is something that we are supposed to make clear in this conversation, is that women get beaten as equally as men get beaten.
Equally.
Ghost. And you see, Ghost normally has this thing he calls disability Olympics. Like it's like disabilities wanapigana. And I have this thing with the gender. When we say women are being beaten, men lazima tu wakuje. Also men are being beaten.
Let me qualify my point here. Yeah. Just because, and this is a narrative that has existed for the longest time. So I'm not speaking something that is very profound. There is a disparity of men also coming out and say that we are going through the same situation. You get? So what I want us to agree on is, because women are bold enough, actually I would call that boldness, because women are bold enough to call out these injustices, it does not mean that it does not happen to other to males. And why do I say this? I say this because we need to understand that there is a problem of domestic violence. So we do not look at this situation from a lens of gender, as Shalini, you're saying it. We should not look at it from a lens of gender, that women wanapigwa kila wakati because they're this and this and this. The general thing that we are supposed to agree that there is domestic violence in our houses, period. And when we ascertain that and we agree with that, then we come to who is beaten, and why are they being beaten, and why is the other person beating the other person. So we deal with these issues from person to person, because when we make them about gender. Also men, just as I said, also men will come and say tunapigwa lakini hatusemi.
Mbona msemi?
Now that is a conversation that we're not supposed to have. We're supposed to say domestic violence is happening and it should not be happening. Then we ask ourselves, why is Avril and J Blessing fighting? Or why is J Blessing beating Avril? You get? Or what kind of person is J Blessing that is laying his hands on a woman? You get? But rather than having a conversation that, oh, women are being beaten, it's not okay to be beaten, but also men are being. So we are going to lose the importance of having this conversation, because it's going to even go away from talking about domestic violence, and now we make it about gender. Oh no, women are being beaten more than men. Oh, women are saying that they're being beaten and men are not saying it. And we're going to lose the importance of having that conversation in the middle of fighting between who has beaten more, who is able to talk about it, and who is not able to talk about it.
You see, I feel like you've said something so crucial when you are talking of why, and I'm like, do we really have to get to know why this person is doing something? But then again, you put in a very important point of saying, what kind of a person is this doing it? I don't feel it's justified that today I get to maybe come in here, I put my hand on her, and then it's, why are you beating her? Kwani amefanya nini? That's what kind of a person are you wanting to come and have a physical fight with her in this office or in this space or in this? No, it's not really about what has she done. That shouldn't even come out. Seriously, why? Wewe uni mtu ina gani you want to get the fight? That is more important than even coming to know the reason ati hakuosha vyombo leo, ati hakufua nguo vizuri.
Okay, they're giving us some reasons why you're beaten.
Me can personally, for me, that's the thing. I really say it's better you just don't even be there or don't do anything rather than putting your hand on someone. It's
but
not
then,
really right.
You see, then this brings up a question. When it gets to that point, I don't know who mentioned this, is why don't they leave?
Yes, and that's always the biggest question.
That's always the biggest question. How will I live if me growing up, this was a norm. How would I live as a man? How would I live a marriage that my wife is beating me and my dad at home was also beaten? As a woman, why? And I'm going to start deliberately my points with a man, because what I want us to understand that this thing is happening on both divides of the genders or the sexes, and that is not supposed to be the conversation. It's not supposed to be the gender conversation, but why is domestic violence happening in our households? How will I live as a woman if I saw my mom be battered every single day by my dad? It has become a normalcy in my head, and like, hata sponichapa sasa nipendi.
Some people do.
You get, remember that there is a clip that also went viral when a man stood up in a club and beat his wife.
Yes.
And the woman was like, ni sawa anipige, I did something wrong. So instead of yeye kuninyamanzia, heri anipige, akuja nipige tumalizane na hiyo story. So that we move on, because I still want him, and apparently he still wants them. But then domestic violence is not supposed to be the answer. Probably the lady who said that was like, yeah, my mom messed up, dad beat her up, they solved their thing. A year, 2 years, they were okay until she messed up again, until she was beaten again. Yeah. So what we're supposed to be looking at is, how do we teach people, which is very hard, not to resolve to domestic violence?
And first, I was reading somewhere, psychologists now are saying that before you get married, make sure you deal with your childhood traumas. And this is one of those traumas that we have. You see your mom being beaten, so ukiingia kwa marriage ukichapa, it's normal. You saw it growing up. So if we take it upon ourselves to unlearn some of these things that we learned, we saw growing up, we take time to, I know therapy is very expensive, but we can try mentally and just unlearn somehow these bad traits that we've learned. I think I'm very happy to be in this era, because now you know that this is actually trauma, and that's why you don't see anything wrong with it. So probably a starting step for me would be analyzing the marriage you saw growing up and the bad traits you saw, and trying to figure out how to deal with those traumas.
I think, even as there is, I agree with your point here. I also would attribute this that there isn't enough role models within the community. Because if I do not have money to go for therapy, then I must see so many different things around me for me to have that mental shift or that paradigm shift in my head. But if my girlfriend, now I'm talking about if it's a lady, she has a girlfriend and another girlfriend, they would tell her, hey, by the way, hata mimi last week nilifanywa hivyo. So you get, they are in an ecosystem that if you try to embrace something else, you're still going to be way down because of where you are at. And these are people that it might be so hard for you to say that I'm not going to hang out with these people.
True.
So we also, as a society, we are facing deficiencies in role models of good things that we'll be able to do.
But let's try and recognize the difference that we have been seeing from the past to where we are at right now. Because in the past, domestic violence was like a normal thing. And in those generations, it was made to be, this is the first thing in marriage. This is whenever you experiencing anything, because from the shared stories that you've heard around is, I'm experiencing domestic violence, I'm going to report it. Maybe I was in a church setting, and definitely you're going to church because you're feeling this is wrong. And how will you feel if a preacher is telling you, like, maybe if you're a guy, ati wendo mwanaume, you're not supposed to even na ama as a lady, as uko na
mabasi ndio wanapigwa sana na mabibi zao.
Sometimes we hear those stories. Sometimes we hear those stories. And ukiangalia as a lady unaambiwa ati ulifanya makosa ndo maana ulichapa. Unaona? Ama
vumilia tu.
Vitu kama hizo. But sasa ukiangalia in this generation that we have right now, we can really recognize that many people are talking of marriage back in the day, or from what I saw in my home, there was violence to this extent, and I don't want to hear it. And these are topics now people are out here talking about them. It's not like keeping it a secret, you're suffering in silence. And I feel like we've made from where we are right now, there's that progress being made. You can actually make a report somewhere and someone is going to listen to you. And let's hope we get now to have the voices higher. In the next generation, these are the things that are just not happening anymore. These are things that are just not happening.
But also, Candy, we are in a generation where we're being told, come on, a chapa, just leave. Just leave.
Ooh.
Just leave. And here's I think there's so many spectrums to it, because let's say if I'm getting to know someone and they show me signs of violence, I most definitely will not stay there. But let's say if you are in a relationship, say 2-3 years long, and this violent state somehow has never come up, because there's such cases, and then it comes up. You know, it's so difficult to tell someone to leave that relationship because of that violence. And even worse, when there's a child involved.
True.
How do you tell a mom to leave that marriage? Because in her mind, she's like, I want my kid to have a father figure. So there's many spectrums when you tell women
And I
to
want
leave.
my kid to have a mother figure. Don't forget that.
Oh, I get you. I get that. Yeah. So, when are we leaving?
You see, you've brought up something super important, and I'm looking at it like, should we shoot this to Ghost and ask him the question of, is this...
Are you trying to say I'm the grown-up in the room?
I think we established that in the last
You see,
episode.
you've pointed it out in two ways.
Yeah.
There are people who still have the patience of, no, I'm just sticking around because I want this, but ukiangalia sahi, it's always that change of, aliniambia we na kanifanyia hivi, mimi niko na kwetu, pack my things,
And
I'm
go.
going back.
Yeah.
Is it tuko wapi sahi Ghost? Unaona hii Gen Z, hii generation ya the late millennial na sahi,
kama kuna watu wagumu kuweka ni Gen Z.
Because we're so old.
So man them, if you date or girl them, you're dating. I can only imagine dating a dude who's a Gen Z. Oh my god. Oh my god.
you're taking care of them at this point.
We are the prize, we are the prize. It's gonna be a good competition.
Someone feeling getting
yeah. Remember Esa Proiko?
Isa Proiko?
Yeah, there's a dude who was called Esa Proiko. He told his girlfriend, if you're not sending me fare, Uber, I am not coming over.
Oh.
You get, so Mandem also wants to be taken care of. But I like the perspective that Charlene, you're bringing this in, yeah? I remember one day we were having this conversation, and I would like to sort of connect that to what you've said. When you are in a relationship with somebody, and I think first and foremost, these days, or even them days, courtship wasn't something very major when you are getting to decide who to be with. So we get to decide to be with people based off of flimsy reasons, yeah. And once the rubber hits the road, you realize, okay, I am no longer in cloud 9, I am somewhere on the ground, and reality is hitting. But as reality is hitting, you have somebody, a child. You've sired with this person, either a man or a woman, and then you realize, I do not want to spend my time with this person, but I'm going to do it because of this little one, because your parent also did the same thing.
Exactly.
So how we can undo this, or what I would think about, is take time, and then the question will be how long.
Much time?
Yeah, but take time to understand the kind of person that, actually, before you even understand the person you want to be with, do a research. Yani jipige msasa wewe mwenyewe ukiwa peke yako. What kind of person do I want to be with? Yeah, when you ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be with? And I personally, am I in that position to have that kind of person to be with me? Case in point, I want a man who has a car, or I want a woman who has a car. Am I in that position to be fit to be with a girl who has a car, or a man who has a car? You get? We have to ask ourselves these three questions. Am I, as a woman, I'm going to do man and woman. As a woman, am I in the position to have a boyfriend who is tall, dark, and handsome? And as a man, am I in the position to have a girl who is curvaceous, brown, and probably educated? So when we start asking ourselves these hard questions, then we can say, okay, probably where I am as a person, I can't go for tall, dark and handsome. I can go for medium, dark and handsome, because where I am at, I have attacking and defense. If you understand, Mr. John Okafo, your attacking and your defense are in place. Yeah. So to escalate this further in things that will be tangible, I want a woman who is educated. I want a man who is educated. How far are you educated? Yourself. And I'm not saying that now those who are overeducated should not look for people who are not educated or equally educated as them, or those who aren't educated cannot date, and vice versa. You only need to, I will use the word introspect, and understand. Alan Hubbard, where I am at right now, I am only capable of dating a Form 4 leaver. You get? Charlene, you're like, ghost.
My mind just thinks, pedophile.
No, not pedophile. I've said.
From full liver,
Yeah.
umefika 18.
I've said.
When you know I'm older than 17.
Okay.
Why are you thinking about pedophilia?
I digress.
But you get the point.
Yeah.
If I am in campus, this is the kind of person that I'm supposed to do what? This is the kind of person that I'm looking at. And why is this important? So that when you are having conversations with this person, then you can be able to sort of, let me use the word reason, at the same level, and say, okay, these are some of the challenges that I might find myself in. And when now you find yourself that you have a child, and such a thing happens, this is somebody that you see eye to eye, that you can sit down and have a conversation about, rather than somebody who is somewhat way up you, that you cannot even. Case in point, let me digress a little bit. Do you know why ladies, this is my hypothesis, ladies wa kitambo walikuwa wanapigwa and they could not go anywhere? The men they were married to, they were 10-20 years older than them. Where would you get them to sit them down and say, by the way, what you're doing is not right? Or yes, I did this wrong, but beating me wasn't the solution. We could have solved it this way.
True.
You'd get that a man is married to a woman who earns more money than them. As a man who wants their family to continue, you will ask yourself, this woman is already providing more than me. How am I going to be able to call them down and ask them questions as to why they beat me? So there is already a disconnect there.
True.
So that goes back to my point. You need to find, basically, date not so far away from your social, from how you are doing as a person, so that when you are in the position, when you find yourself in a crisis, you can retreat with your person and say, hey, Nyaje, this is not the direction that we're going at.
Ghost, that is true, but in the course of you progressing with the relationship, table stand, and
Yeah.
I may be higher than the guy, or the guy higher than me.
And
then what happens?
And let me cut you short. And this has reminded me the conversation that, and I'm going to do it deliberately. We're having it in a previous office that we had, and we asked the person you decide to settle with, are you going to be comfortable with them as they progress? Because definitely table stand.
Yeah.
If I am earning 1,000 bob right now and you're earning 500, will I be comfortable being with you when it switches and you earn 1,000 and I earn 500? And also this goes both ways. Will you keep the respect that you had for me when I'm earning 1,000 and when I'm earning 500 bob?
True.
Yeah.
And you see, this is something that I feel like for many many guys are not always ready for that. We might be at the same level, then you see like this campuses, relationships and stuff. We always have a lot of those, or maybe you're working in the same place and everything. Later, you find maybe the girl name is going up, the man name is like, no, it's because she's doing. As in, why is it that man names are never comfortable? It's never okay whenever a lady gets to be earning more. And in most cases, they bring the topic of, okay, nilikuwa nakwambia unipikie ugali unanipikia, sasa hivi unakataa. ama ni kozuna and pesa mingi.
Niko busy
As in,
kiasi.
it wasn't even about it's just changing
Kendi,
and digressing
Kendi,
everything.
But Kendi, let me ask.
Okay.
Doesn't it happen?
Doesn't it happen? What exactly doesn't it happen?
What you've said, yeah. You know, there is a point where we speak things about as if we are doing hypothesis,
Oh yeah, and they're actually happening.
and they are actually happening. What you're talking about, indeed, it does happen. Yeah, it does happen, and it happens because of the question that Charlene asked, or the point that I gave across. As these things are changing, are you willing to be with that person still? Because there are men, yeah, there are men who initially their lady would cook for them, but just because of the turn of tables, they cannot cook for them. There are women who their men would do things for them, but just because tables stand, the men, they feel now this is not a worthy woman to be with. I would do it for somebody else. So it's happening both ways.
Yeah.
The question we are supposed to ask ourselves, we're supposed to ask ourselves deliberate questions and say, when we get to that point, are we going to stay? When the rubber hits the road, when you realize, by the way this guy is progressing, I will be honest, and I'm not being sexist in any way. It would take a woman to progress faster. Sometimes in cases that I've seen, you'd find a lady would progress faster than a man. And not that they would do what you're talking about, but because that is at the time, at the pedigree that they are able to do it. And the man, it will be a little bit slower. So if I was in a campus relationship and we graduate at the same time, and I get a job that pays higher than you, but in the course of doing your thing, you progress faster than me, I would understand. But would you keep that respect for me to also be able to pick up?
Ghost, I feel like when you're in love, the answer will always be yes. Until you're in that situation, and like,
Yeah.
It
by
hits.
the way, I don't think I can be with someone I'm always providing constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know whether we can actually sort this from the root. I don't know.
But I feel it also depends with someone. You see the questions which Ghost is posing for us, talking of question. Okay, sometime let me just say it. Don't be judgy or anything.
We won't
Let your
judge.
free space.
Please.
We won't
Sometime
judge.
you look at someone who might approach you as Charlene, and okay, this person is seriously wanting to pursue you. You're looking at them. Okay, you want to pursue this person, or you want to pursue me as a person, but what exactly are you even saying you want to pursue? You getting? Because you as Charlene, you have the, okay, for me, if I'm dating someone, they have to do this, they have to do this. So as Charlene, I'll do ABC. But this person can't even do the first two, which are like the basic or simple ones, you know. And once these questions come up, it's always a question of, am I really doubting? What's really happening? Because we as ladies, guys, you can have your roles. Oh, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, and then this. Questions you're asking. Once the man, mandem, the type of mandem I'm looking for, the type of girldem I'm looking for, are those two things getting this way? If they're not getting together, then it means that hamwezi kwa pamoja vizuri. Then when the changes come and there's these disconnections that are happening, are you, the two of you, in the position of maybe connecting back again? So izo swali za I'm in this position, sai this is what I want, this is what the girldem wants, and if I'm getting to Charlene, am I really ready to be Charlene's guy? Wengine uko
that's an
tu
important
uko, yeah, you're like me I'm coming to you, ndo namaliza form 4, I hope you'll understand, I'll become you'll become. Until when will you be becoming?
Yeah.
Is Charlene having the patience of waiting for you to become?
So Kendi, are you saying that you wouldn't go for potential?
I personally am saying, before you approach someone, please, you have to know me as Charlene, or me as this person, is this something I'm ready to handle? Or what if it's Charlene, what does Charlene come with? Am I really able to handle it? If it's Ghost, what does Ghost have Is it, am I ready to handle it? But talking of potential girl, sometimes it depends. It depends.
For us to because this is a conversation that can go on and on.
Yeah.
There are two things that I wanted to say. Two. One is going to sound rude and not so African. We need to normalize moving on. If it's over, quit holding on to it. If it's over. Yeah? If you're being if listen, there are things that you can work out. Yeah, there are things that you can work out. If it gets violent more than once or twice, you gotta normalize moving on, because the next thing that is gonna happen, you're gonna be in a casket.
Yeah, they'll kill you.
True.
If they can slap you, they can kill you.
Now the second thing that we'll do is when you go for dates, stop asking people their favorite colors. Can you have some real conversations?
So,
Where do you go from here?
if you go on a date, the first question is, tell me about your childhood traumas.
I should try that. By the way. I should try that.
They won't be able to tell you immediately.
Yeah.
But you know what you want.
Yeah.
And based off of what you want, then you'll be able to find real questions that you'll be able to you'll be able to find real questions that you'll be able to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what are we saying about abuse? What's our parting shot with abuse?
No, abuse is a no.
Yeah.
But I would say it happens on both divines, so it's not a gender question.
Okay. Let's stop abusing each other.
Basically, that's how it should be, because
Let's be decent human beings.
let's try and
just to bring an example to culminate it. Whoever thought that Johnny Depp would be beaten by his wife?
Or someone here in Kenya that you won't mention.
Yeah. So exactly. And that is my point, that it's not only women who get bitten.
Hey, we get it, Ghost. We get
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
The
Charlene?
The point is home.
Charlene! Where do we take it from here?
The point is home.
happening.
Yeah.
A lot is happening. Charlene, I am afraid of women.
I am afraid of men.
Then we can be afraid of each other.
Yeah.
But women have taken it a little bit so far. I thought that mother and daughter would have the most amazing relationship.
And that is where you go wrong.
duh.
But
That's the first rule. That's okay.
That is why you
exactly.
Take it away.
Exactly.
Definitely, mothers and daughters don't have the best relationship.
That is why you go wrong.
Ever.
That is a wrong premise.
It only gets okay. I know why that would happen. When I and correct me if I'm wrong, because now I'm speaking for women and I'm not a woman. But you'll tell us why daughters and mothers never go along. But you remember that scandal, 17 billion.
Yeah.
The mother comes out. Wait a minute! I did not know my daughter was that rich. How dare you all keep your wealth from your mothers?
Why are you coming here to talk about my 17 billion? Didn't you have my contact? Don't you? I know your place. You know, we know our home.
And
Hey.
they had spoke for 4. I think they had not spoken for 6 years, for about 6 years. 6 years! You've not spoken to your mother. And the last time that they had spoken, it was on phone 4 months ago.
I would get it. Ask me why.
Why?
Let me tell you. And you see that premise you have that mothers and daughters should have a good relationship.
Tell us.
It's not the case.
And I hope Mama Charlene, you're watching.
I hope she's not watching. But personally, Aki, mothers and daughters have a lot of fracas. A lot of fracas in your candy. And you see, there's some people, once they start making it in life, they start getting comfortable and samanga mimi siwezi rudi home. I'm not going back home. I am cutting ties with my family. I don't want to go back there. Because
to be a toxic person, to be a toxic person, that's why when they find themselves in abusive relationships, they do not have a place to go, because they've negated family. Continue.
And I will speak on that. I've lost my trail of thought. Oh yeah, so they say they won't go back home because of the things they went through when they were home. Yeah. I don't want to be close to my mom anymore. I don't want to be close to my dad anymore. I don't want anything to do with me. I think, which is very valid. If they didn't make you happy, it's okay to move on. Yeah. And it's okay, again, Ghost, if you don't have home to go back to when you're being abused, you can create a home for yourself with your friends and with other people. So if the mom doesn't know she is rich, it is perfectly fine. for me.
Personally, I do agree. And all I have to say, daughters and their dads are always attached in very many situations.
Okay, not always, but mostly.
In
And
most
that's where the
situations.
problem comes in with the
And-
mothers, because the mothers will feel this woman, they look at you as a woman. Yeah, this woman is taking away my man.
You as a mother, why are you thinking like that? Why are we competing for my father?
But it's happening.
Make it make sense.
It's happening.
I feel like zini conflicts ni lazima zitakuwa. If you have a very good father figure around, the daughter is always attached to the father. Then once you grow to this teenage level and everything, you see these times when maybe the daughter is not doing so good and everything, the father is always like, msichana wako. That always comes up and everything. But I feel like this girl had a reason for her to be cutting these people off.
A very
because
valid reason.
if you had 17 billion and your family was it million or billion?
It's billion.
Billion.
And that's a single
17.
consignment. That's a single consignment.
True.
Meaning there is more stash.
Yeah.
True. You find, I'm sure with your 17 billion, if it's giving back to your family, that will be the easiest thing you will have done.
Yeah.
And in most situations, if it's having someone who has your back 100%, that will be your mom. For me, I will call this mom. I'm calling this mom out because
What did you do
you're
to your
supposed to
daughter?
have my back. You see those people of kuna polisi anakuja kwa nyumba, tafadhali toa picha zote na useme hata tujuani. You are ready, you have my back 100%. No, rather than you coming out on socials and wanting now to gain the attention of mimi sikuwahi pewa 17 billion sijui nini. No, you're doing wrong, you're doing something wrong. If you had, personally, I really sense the disconnect.
To lie on your behalf.
I'm not saying lying on my behalf. I'm already seeing the disconnect. The fact that you want to come on social right now and be trending because apparently your daughter had money and you are not
mom
part
is
of it.
71 years old. Does he even know the word trending? She's just speaking her mind. She's probably,
Why is she involved
media.
though? Why is she involved?
She's just speaking her mind.
Why is she?
Wanahabari
Those are those people.
wanahabari wanitembelea alafu wakaniomba story.
Those are those people. You see those friends of, by the way, you want to talk about something behind someone's back and you're calling these people your friend in your circle and they don't have your back. So personally, what is she doing even in the media space? Hayuko part of the company, hawakuanza pamoja or anything. So that's not really she doesn't
So,
waliachania
I see-
connection
definitely
kuna shida.
there.
I
They
see
have an
where this
estranged
conversation should head. Yeah?
relationship.
I see where this conversation should head. How could we mend the relationships between mothers and daughters? Because it seems, because Charlene, what you said is just called that if you do not want to go back home, you can just go and create your own.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
yes.
Some people
And
do
I
that.
stand for that.
Some people do
I
that.
stand for that. Because why live? Okay, you live home by choice, yeah. Live as in LIVE. Then you should also LEAVE by choice forever.
And never go back.
Yeah, and it's okay. Imagine it's okay. And this is the thing, you don't have to be subjected to black tax. You don't have to go back home if they did you wrong and there's
So Charlene,
nothing
you
that
only
can
want to
be
go
done.
to Weka home because of black tax. You will pay.
I will not pay. If I don't feel like doing it,
You
I
will
I
pay.
will not do it, Ghost. I promise you, I will not. I am changing my generation. Okay? I'm the first one to change my generation.
Wow.
And I think it
Just
should
wow.
be normalized. If your home wasn't
Okay,
perfect
then
growing
how,
up,
how do we mend this mother-daughter relationship?
I dare say sometimes it's not mendable. That's why.
So where does the rain start beating you on?
I would say during adolescence, and it propagates, propels until you're old. Back you're like, imagine at this point, I don't need that relationship anymore.
Could you take us in a little bit more?
Kenny, do you want to help me?
No. I'm out.
Kenny's like, I'm cool with mom. I'm cool with mom.
But I feel like we have these misunderstandings. You are, as you're like, I'm the mom. I was there. I know. But you never really took a step of like, okay, as much as I'm the mom and as much as I know better and all this, so what do I do? Because this person is not me. This person, we can have disconnect. Okay, what you actually, as a lady, in your mind, you're like, this is how it's supposed to be done from a mom's perspective. This is the way. So you're like trying to put it on them, because some moms actually raise their children quite differently, and instead of them being so hard on them and they get to seem like the bad moms, they just let them be. Then later, this daughter is able to come and connect with the mom. But sometimes we find the scenarios of the mom is not always right. She does not know it all. And maybe she has a certain behavior. And later, she has really been trying so hard to make sure these daughters of her don't follow in the same footsteps. But we see them doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And that is something which happens a lot. Sometimes we ladies try to run so much away from being similar to our moms, and we end up being photocopy. Just take, copy and paste.
I'm still on you.
Yeah,
Kindly give it away. Yeah, kindly give it away, because there's so many people that will find value from it.
Yeah. And I've been in this space where
Don't say for a very long time, because you haven't been here for a long time.
So I'm saying ever since, like, you recognize that, okay, probably my mom and I don't have the best relationship, I have tried finding people who are of the same headspace, are in the same position, and they would say what Kendi is saying is very true. You think you're not like your mom, but you are. And you know where the fracas comes from? It's because your mom is like fighting with herself. You understand? Like, you have, let's say mamako ni kichwa ngumu na pia wewe ni kichwa ngumu. You cannot work together because nyote ni kichwa ngumu, and no one wants to sort of humble themselves and be
but the question then
person
would be, why wouldn't you want to humble yourself?
Me as me at this age.
I feel like the age issue.
Why am I humbling myself?
It's
You humble
upon the
yourself
mom
because you're older
to
than
be
me.
more intelligent on this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Humble yourself.
Wow.
I say that's one of
Wow.
that's why I said, are you ready for this?
Wow.
You know?
Your mom to humble herself?
She's the bigger person. She's more much.
Umekuwa
Mimi
for-
hapo, that's the end of my thinking. Yangu imefika mwisho. Hapo ndo inanionyesha niko sawa kabisa.
You've been proud for like
Wow.
30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just 20. So you humble yourself to 20 years then. You get Kendi.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you cannot do that, me, I'm not doing that as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me flip this question. I don't know if you all will want to have kids, yeah? When you have your kids, when it's time to humble yourself, will you humble
I
yourself?
promise you I will, because I want to do better.
You're waiting
Wow.
for me to respond.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it's about being the more mature person. The same way you you can look at something and you're like, should I really deal with this or not? So as a mom, you're not supposed to even zingine unaangalia to like, let me just be here. Let me just allow them to be stubborn at this time. Ataenda arudi tu hapa, and then you're going to try and sort it out.
The question is, and I see you're really advocating for that wataenda watarudi, they will either find their like the lost sheep, it will find its way back. What if they do not come back? And that's what Charlene is talking towards, because if she's left, she's lived, yani yeye ameenda akiendaga, because she's like, I can even go start my own family.
Yeah.
That can happen. And it's okay. I think it's okay, because at this point this person has their own life.
Exactly, Kenny, that's my point. And you see, even for the moms, it's mostly about giving away their power.
How wide is yours extended family?
How wide?
Yeah.
My dad, like dad's side and mom's side. My dad's side, I have like 30 aunties and uncles. I'm not lying.
Are you connected?
Definitely.
Not to the not connected. It's a whole family chain. So
I get where this is coming from. Okay. Wow.
yeah,
They could tell us in the comment sections what they think.
I'm so sure I have people who think like us, Kenny.
Sometimes I know family is always the most toxic, but sometimes you always know family got our backs the most. So it's upon unaangalia the way the way they have your back and the way they're toxic, which one will I deal with? Gani ndo iko better. But Charlene, you're also saying
I
maybe
have
building.
so many questions in my head that
I know you do. I know you do.
I will not go down that rabbit hole.
You're like going to build maybe relationship, maybe
Yeah.
with friends and everyone. Sometimes you find family and friends, but sometimes you find the biggest betrayal thinking you're leaving your family and getting other better people. So it's better if you build on me more than rather than building these castles. Family is bad, I'm dropping them, let me now go get hao ndo atakuwa better, because once you find betrayal tena uko itakuwa like you're living and living and living, so it's better
there is a
you work on
scenario
you.
that I've created in my head.
Okay.
Kendi, you've left your family, umesema they are toxic, you don't want to do anything with them. Umepatana na kijana barubaru, pia imesema I do not want anything to do with my family, let's come together and do this thing. When things go south, where do you all go to?
This is why you have friends also who can be your home.
Which friends who you all are not trusting? Can just say it here. You might have friends who are not really friends.
What I'm
But
saying,
not all of them
what I'm
goes.
saying is, okay, we have decided we're coming together, right? But then, okay, maybe me and Mandems have decided we're coming back together, but you can't tell me we won't be able to build a relationship with Charlene, who can be part of the family. But what I'm saying is, don't leave your family depending on those friends you're going to build or you're going to meet out there.
Me, I'm saying you can live. Feel free to live.
To live, but don't live in the nation of I have Kendi who got my back bottom. No,
Oh yeah,
no
yeah.
matter
Live for you.
Live for you.
Yes, live for you. Absolutely.
Okay, boundlesses, where do we take it? I see we removed even boundaries from families, but where do we take it from here?
From here, Kendi, where are we going?
Mimi, allow me.
There's this video you have.
Guys, I
a
was
very-
so frustrated.
Yeah, this video
There's this
mad
lady.
about.
Is she a musician? She's a musician.
She's called Sio.
What's her name? Let me.
Forgive me.
And those are the women who
I remember 2020.
Sio Cow.
2020, yes.
Sio
Sio
Cow.
Cow, that's
That's
her
the lady.
name. So you guys, I was so frustrated
How
that
do I
Sio
know
Cow.
about musicians?
Tell us, kuna mkamba unaona mahali. Feel free tuambie tu. Anyway, so this Sio Cow musician took a inaitwa chat ile ya wenye tulikuwa
Ni
tunaandikia
chat.
shule and wrote, I want a guy who's a billionaire and he must be 25.
You gotta shoot your shot. You know?
Ngoja, chat ni how much? 25 bob or 50 bob?
It takes me
And
back to-
ngoja
Okay.
kwanza.
I know where
hii
you want
moto.
to go back to, guys.
Then you take it to the street side Raunda Kayole. My friend Una is like,
So angeenda Karen.
thank you.
Who will,
You know,
who will listen to you?
and on top
Karen?
of it, you're going to make noise on the road. Guys, you know, sometimes even if you're doing content creation and we're trying to make sure we're
that
seen
is
out
where I
there,
wanted to
so at
go.
least to put two and two together.
Me, I am so sure it's not about wanting a man.
Yeah, it's about
about
the
content
clout.
creation.
But atakama, be creative.
And this is what
No,
I said
that's-
in the last episode.
That's
Mediocre content
No, that's
takes
the
you far.
farthest she could go.
It's a wrap, guys.
Why would you ask her to be creative when that's the farthest she could have gone?
She's it was, for me, I don't know, I'm watching this thing, but I'm not even listening to her shout in the road, waste her voice out talking of this billionaire, I want them to come around, but I'm like, please, strategy.
But you gotta do what you gotta
strategy.
You gotta do okay.
Strategy.
Okay. Strategy. Kendi, how would you do it?
Personally, I think it's evident when you want, okay, for example, unajua kuna duka hapa, hii duka no matter what wanauzanga tu nyama na mapok na everything, si ndio? But ati na ni mbichi, they never cook. Ati nasikia njaa, acha niende nikaangalie kwa watanipikia leo. What are you doing? Yes, umeenda place kuna watu, but these people cannot give you what you want. You want cooked meal.
Kendi, do you know how those wazes in those two estates wanakuaga na do?
Go look for them there. Stop
Ndio nasema huku kwenye alikuwa. Unajua malandlords wanakuaga huku na mado wewe.
Au kwa kuna Kenya unatafuta huko the wrong place.
Kwanza wase wenye wanaishi Karen na hawana do.
Miss strategy.
Okay.
Kuna mtu wa Karen na kama kwa okay.
They are like, if you only so much stash.
I think my takeaway with that video is just mediocre self.
True.
In this social media space.
Yeah.
True.
It's embarrassing as
Thank
women.
you.
Let's have some decorum.
Can you repeat that from the top,
Let's have
please?
some standards.
Please
Yeah?
repeat.
Let's behave ourselves. No man will want you if that's how you're behaving in the streets. It's very shameful. And if you're in the streets, do
Asi wase wengi wako on the streets.
you belong there?
Oh, the road is so cold. That's the you like. I'm out. I'm in.
Let's just behave ourselves as women. That's
we
a
all
lie.
on the streets. We all in the streets.
No. Speak for yourself, Ghost.
Oh, okay. Ouch. Oh, it's official. Ghost is on the streets. Yeah.
But I feel like as much as it's content creation, what you just did was try to make sure your voice is heard. Maybe you're just cloud chasing for something. There are better ways to do it. Just don't mediocre now.
Yeah, that's mediocre.
That's too mediocre.
Yeah.
But definitely she made what she wanted to. She got what she wanted. See, she wanted eyeballs.
Yeah,
got
she
it.
did.
So, from where she sits, that's
She
a
has
win.
done well.
That's a W. If creative or non-creative,
She still
that's a
made
win
it.
for the team.
Yeah, so me, I don't know, but at least nime release
Your left mic.
of it was,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
off. Thank you, Boundless.
Guys, December 16th is on the way.
Tulishaambiwa mdusi atupaie tiketi.
Akasema
Tulifika
Akasema,
wapi?
sina.
Sina.
Tafadhali mdusi tiketi tu mmoja utachukua
Ai.
VIP.
Kwani pesa yenu iko
Tunaweza
kwa mfuko
kaa
za
regular.
wengine.
we will be your peers.
In the spirit of being nice. But it's okay. No pressure.
And it's
you can think
festive
about
season.
it.
It's festive season. Tell us more about it.
What,
though.
what are we thinking about?
Never
Are we
mind.
thinking about our lives? Think about your life.
Okay.
Sina.
Tumesikia.
Crazy Kena, there's a video that was making rounds on the internet as he was unveiling the team.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mandem has invested.
Let me tell you, I saw those people
Yeah.
in that video. I was like, it was that serious?
It's war.
Y'all are not ready.
Yeah, you have stage managers. So you have gaffers.
Eh.
So you have what?
And it's big people.
And you have
Big names.
timekeepers. But I like what he said, and the chief himself. You know, you're supposed to gaslight yourself. Yeah. You're supposed to say, "I am the it thing."
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that shows the kind of seriousness that the lad is putting into this. Yeah. And I
Yes,
can
yes,
definitely wait to see
And the
the
effort.
kind of projection and they will be able to do.
Don't you think this raises the stakes for Kenyans' expectations for the show?
Yeah, it raises the stakes. Yeah, it raises the stakes, and I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing to know, one, for you as a person to believe that this thing is possible. There is a vision that I have, and I can share it with you. And by the time we are seeing it together, you all are going to be amazed. And the beautiful thing is, one, is that they are preparing. Yeah, it's different from saying that something big is coming and you are not seeing any type of preparations.
Yeah.
You would rather prepare and fail,
Okay.
but never fail to prepare. Yeah.
Wisdom.
Apparently, I'm the grown-up one here.
Not apparently you are.
Shalin, do you agree on that?
That's
That he's the ndo anatupea wisdom huko chini.
Okay.
That's why he's so
No,
surprised when you're talking of some things.
But
Is like,
wisdom has nothing to do with age.
oh, that's facts.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
the
facts.
wisdom that.
I mean, look at how we share wisdom with you, and you're surprised.
that's just our opinion. He's like, no, there's a difference. That's
Wow,
just your
actually,
opinion.
wow.
Yeah, and from last week to this week, tulikuwa tumeongezewa bei ya ID. Ilifika.
Hey, by the way, yours certificate ya kuona. I know we're not yet there, but
Nilikuwa nimegutuka
Ngiriso.
for a minute.
ngiriso.
Sasa hiyo unahepa kununua mchele, lakini kuenda kwa AG utalipa hiyo mchele. I'm like,
I know. So we look at
guy.
for food or what we
Hey.
even cater for in this wedding, and it's too hectic. But then did you hear this?
No, but for a minute before to talk about your conversation, if those actually they might come because the Gazette notice was just vacated.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for public participation, and they said in 2024, you never know a hala.
Alan, before we
Would you-
move
Yeah,
there,
yes.
may have an issue with public participation. I feel like it's just for formality.
You're ticking a box, absolutely.
For formality, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't take our opinions to account.
True.
Stop wasting our
But
time.
they
Kama ni-
listened. So the point is they listened, yeah, but they were not good enough, so they did not take the. You get?
Yeah.
If this certificate of marriage was at 100,000, would you still want to go through with getting married?
And here's the thing, as Kendi seems to be thinking,
She's like, I don't even want to get married even in the first place.
Yeah,
Are you a mind reader?
You see, from the interactions I've had with people nowadays, watataki kwenda to have big weddings and all. So walikuwa wamesemaje, us will just go to the AG, do a thing and we call it a marriage. Oh, and do a very big honeymoon.
Reception.
No, reception for who? Honeymoon.
Yes. Kule, kwenye pronounce A.
Yes. Now you are telling us 100,000. Sasa tusiende nini honeymoon? Tunataka certification.
The funny thing is how the church, you know, the church was like, business is in jeopardy.
Thank you.
Is in jeopardy.
The religious leaders should not allow
They
this.
come out, they're like, government, mnataka watu waone bila kupitia mbele ya Mungu. Yeah, what you're doing is not right, y'all. But how I would look at it, yeah. Okay, now this is how I look at this whole thing. One, first and foremost, no WhatsApp group for me. Now this is Ghost speaking. No WhatsApp groups for weddings. Yeah, I'm gonna pay for everything.
Ooh,
True.
At my wedding.
Everything. Wait. You or you and your partner?
Yeah.
You as Ghost?
Me and
or
my
you?
partner. No,
Okay.
we are splitting that thing 50-50. We are splitting it 50-50, and after we get married, we're gonna sign a prenuptial agreement. But before the sad part,
Should we should there also be ghosts in this? Because
before you all think about that, we're gonna pay for everything for our wedding, and we're gonna keep it exclusively to 50 people, just to keep costs manageable. So you're not gonna need to pay for anything, yeah, but we're gonna only invite 50 people.
Do you have 25 on your end?
And that's the problem. I don't even have the 25 just as yet.
Okay.
So there is a possibility that number might go down, or there is a possibility that number might be from the other side.
thank you. That's what I was just to say.
You get.
Yeah.
So if that number is going to come from that side, we better split this thing 50-50.
But
Or
the problem is you don't have people to invite. Let's just, if our number was 50 and I have 50 people, let me just
say.
bring them.
You bring them, but you better be a part of the people who you better move some chums. To make that thing
Personally, I
happen.
don't really like this notion of 50-50, but I am always of the
Okay,
notion of
would
you can give.
Would you do
What
60?
you have?
My
Would you do
opinion.
60?
My opinion is
If Mandem did not have it,
If-
would
yeah.
you do the 70%?
let's look at it in the perspective of if I'm in a position.
Answer my question.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
I'm answering it right now. Give me a minute. If
Charlene.
look at it from a perspective of if I am in a position and I have the 7 in their relationship.
Why
I'm
does
holding
it
the
have to
70%,
have options?
I will give the.
Why is it a
70%,
mandate for the
allow
Mandem?
you to give the
Why is it a
30?
mandate for the Mandem
wait,
and
a
if for you
minute.
it's an option?
No. I'm also reversing it. If Mandem is in a position of giving 70% and I have 30%, I'm
We've
going to
given
give
all
the
our
30.
lives.
And if I'm in a position to give 70%, I'm going to give the 70%.
But KK, be honest. Would you give the 70%?
If I am in a position to do it, I'll do it.
Aya Charlene, would
Yeah.
you give 80% or 70%,
Why are
whatever
you putting the
percentage?
stakes higher for me? I would do
You're from
100.
Karen?
Let me tell you, I would even do 100.
All right.
Yeah.
For
End
real,
of
for
story.
real.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Look at you, humble.
No, I'm not humbled. I just need. I'm just telling myself I need to look from the right direction. Yeah. I need to do different sampling. Yeah, I need to look at different demographics. now.
Okay.
True.
Where I was looking at wrong. Better meungua.
We can't be looking at it. We can't be looking at things 50-50. We can't be looking at things 50-50 because at the end of the day, you'll feel like this person is underperforming all the time, rather than I have my.
And that's why we're saying 50-50.
And that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. There's the problem.
That's
with
why we're
that.
saying 50-50.
No, 50-50.
Guys, I think
means,
people have an issue here, the two of them.
Okay.
No, that's a way to quell the conversation. But there is no issue here. But my problem is, why can't we do 50-50?
Because you have an ability to do 70. I can do 30. Why can't we do, you do 70, I do 30? Or I'm able to do 70, I do 70, you do 30.
No, let everybody contribute.
No. I feel like all that matters at the end of it all, we have to have 100%. That's in every other setting. We can't be living in a house of, for example, this is our house. It's maybe a 2-bedroom apartment. The rent is 25,000, and each and every month, where's my 12,500? I have to give it. You see, and if you don't give, if this month you get to give 13,000 and get, it's like, no, you're underperforming. That's 500 shillings. No. It's upon the two of you to be like, okay, how in an agreement, how are we going to make sure at the end of it all, when we have everything here,
Can
it's
I have a question for
100%.
you? I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How would you feel ukitoa 70% every single time and this person is giving 30% every single time?
If that's the agreement and I'm able to give the 70%, well, I'm good.
You won't get tired?
I'm good.
You won't get tired?
I'm so good.
If you're following this
100%.
conversation and you are in the comment sections and you're looking for a girlfriend, hit at Kendi. She would be a perfect girlfriend.
In my opinion,
that
that's
is
just
just to me, but it's okay. It's okay, Ghost.
I feel like Charlene, but this is I don't think you're still rolling. But anyway, I think this perspective of the same way we are expecting as a man, if you're able to provide and everything, that's written maybe in the biblical aspect. But if
I don't know why, and I don't like it.
Yeah, you don't like it.
How
you don't.
we always would go back to the Bible. How we'd always go back to the to the Bible.
I got comfortable for a moment.
I don't know why we would always go back to the Bible when it suits us.
No,
but when in certain situations we go back to the Bible, you're like, oh, the Bible is all dated and all of that.
No, I'm saying in the society generally that's what is expected. No,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying in that perspective of if I can, I'm not going to be following no rules. Charlene is asking if I'm giving the 70% when I get tired, and I'm saying the same way. If I have 30 and Mandem has 70, I don't expect him to be like, okay, now I'm tired. No. The same way, if it's my role to give the 70 or to give the 80, or if I'm giving, I don't expect myself to be tired. It's just both ways. The same way we expect is the same way we're supposed to give.
Hata imagine hata bibi yako alijibaia hiyo dress hadi
Me, I'll be honest. I think I will get tired along the way.
Why?
No, it's good to speak your honesty. It's good to speak your honesty.
I think I'll get tired. But if there's potential for it to be always shifting, like me picking up natoa 30 or 70, that's fine. But if it's a constant, like it's written on book, 70, no.
Yeah, but see, definitely you're looking at the situation. Today I have 60,
That's
give
what I'm
40.
saying.
Today I have
If
70,
it's
give 30.
fluctuating,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Where we're at 30.
But this
What
thing
do
of
we
Ghost
do?
saying 50-50
There's
always,
never going to be a 50-50.
do it with yourself.
No,
Ghost,
no,
like
that's
50-50.
you.
That's the rule.
No,
of
that's you.
life.
That's my rule.
Things won't work.
That's my rule.
So,
Yeah.
Ghost, I have a question. Come on, you rent 50-50, school fees 50-50, shopping 50-50.
No. Now that's not the way. Yeah. There are things that you would say these are meant. Okay, there's a guy I used to work for. This is crazy, but this is what he used to do. He made sure that, or he made a rule that, and I don't know why he decided to do this. Yeah, the woman would pay school fees for the boys, and him, the man, would pay school fees for the girls.
Question, do the kids know this arrangement?
They don't.
Okay.
They don't. And funny thing, hata school fees ya vijana hichelewe. Hata towa.
Men can be so petty.
Wasichana wataenda shule, vijana wafukuzwe school fees,
Wabaki home.
hata toa sina.
And what if you don't have? What if you didn't have that level, that
what if
number
that month
of?
was bad for you
ama
financially?
the two or we have watoto awako hivyo.
This would take me back. A funny thing, 2 girls, 1 boy. So the woman only has one responsibility of 1 boy.
Oh, okay.
So it's not his arrangement
So he
is
was like, acha nimekupatia kidogo.
Yeah.
his arrangement is wasichana I will, but the good thing is they all go to the same school, so there is no the spirit of feeling that
so mmoja akifukuzwa like from the same family mbona utafukuza na mimi sifukuzwi.
Ni sawa.
Men can be petty.
I know.
But also if you flip that around, there is a time the girls would not go to school because they've not paid school fees, but the boys in school.
Okay, this couple is petty.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's called arrangements that you agree on,
and you don't go
but
back.
What works for them might not work for
work
them and yours.
It only works for them in this entire world. That is crazy.
It's not.
I do agree. I do agree with that.
50-50. We go 50-50.
We can never have 50-50. You know. I know that's not 50-50. This person is paying for one boy. This man is paying for two girls. That's not 50-50.
We're going for 50-50.
Guys, should we?
Yeah, we're gonna end it. There's a question that Charlene asked me if rent it aqua 50-50. There are things that would need urgent attention that you will not want to negotiate on. We would agree, what do I take care of and what do you take care of. That's it. Yeah, and that's how we'll look at it, and that's how we'll share our responsibilities.
True.
It's an evolving economy, or it's an evolving world.
Meaning not 50-50.
So you would find that I would pay the house rent, and anything to eat in that house will be contributed by the other person.
Not 50-50.
Yeah, you would okay, 50-50.
Before we end, so
not
not
50-50
come in.
I know. Me,
Yeah.
it's working as mine, right?
Yeah.
No, it will eventually snap in. Yeah, when you will find a balance of how everybody, if say we parent in say hypothetically, just say if we're paying rent in 100,000 Kenyan shillings, yeah. I had to raise the bar. I was going to say 10,000, but because Charlene insisted, I was going to say 100,000. Yeah. Then we will see what can you do that will be close to that 100,000. Are our expenses equal to 100,000 Kenyan shillings? So then we will be able to find a balance. This episode will be called not 50-50.
Thank you. Not 50-50.
And on that note,
all has to be done is to get to 100% on that note.
Yeah. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you on our next one.
Kabisa. It's
Bye.
been Boundless.
Kwanza napiga maraundi alafu nafika concert bound, kitu naleta ni nini? Yani ndani ya all concepts, what we doing, molding possibilities kama kawaida, daily bringing realities. Heaven ni nini nasema, kwani kama ni funny staki utani, pita na mimi sema bas siyo samahani. Hey man, kitu nafanya naleta kwa fani, kama ni vipi sema nami mafans, na hope na feel tangu zamani, kweli ni kweli. Yeah baba.